Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Meet the Goddess. And I'm Matilde, I'm your host. And today I am super excited to introduce Cathy Browne from Herbal Hippie. And she is a wonderful herbalist. She is a makeup artist and so much more. And a dear friend, of course. So welcome, Cathy. It's so good to have you here.
It's so good to be here. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be on chatting to you today.
And yeah, so like I've met Cathy through mystery school with Gina McGarry in Ireland. So we're both talking to you from Ireland today, which is unusual. Sometimes I have people from all over the world, but we're all from the same island.
Yeah.
and so yeah, I was amazed by your energy, by all that you always brought to each class that we attended together. You're such a wonderful person to be in the company of, but I know that you do all this gorgeous work with your herbs and all the beauty products that you create and everything. So I'm sure everyone wants to hear a lot more about that.
Oh, thank you. I absolutely loved them classes. I really they felt so soul deep, all them women just sharing every month. Oh, it was so magical, wasn't it? And the women that we met, oh, I loved it. I wish we were still doing it, actually. Yeah, I absolutely love working with the herbs, definitely. It's a passion that I didn't know I had until I met Gina. And I think anyone who trains under Gina, she does get that. She finds your passion, definitely. And herbs definitely just make it for me. I have changed my life completely since I met Gina completely 7 years ago, I think it was. And I was in such a bad place in my life. The doctor had tried to give me antidepressants. That's how I actually found Gina. And I said to myself, there's no way I'm going down this route. And within a couple of weeks of working with Gina, I started to feel back to myself. And I was like, everybody needs to know about this. Mm-hmm. So that's how it started for me. And I had to train then. I had to study under Gina then. And 6 or 7 years later now, I'm still there. I love it. But yeah, I've met some amazing people too. I'm sure you have too throughout the years. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm loving it. I'm loving working with women and men, but there's a big uprising of women supporting women. And I'm really loving that.
Yes, that's what it was when we, and I think if you followed Meet the Goddess, you've obviously listened to my interview with Janet Mead as well, where we've spoken about Gina and the energy that there is in her classes, and it is amazing because you're in a women's circle it's a real sisterhood, like it's a real bunch that holds each other up and supports each other, and it kind of remains afterwards. Like we've left class, it's over a year ago, but like we're still connected and we're still supporting each other, and that remains. And it kind of goes, I don't know, how have you, has that changed the way you've related to women?
Yes, I think I found the women that I can relate to, if that makes sense. I don't think a lot of women, well, I think there's some women that are into their own things and there's some women that are into other things. And I think once you find who your sisterhood is and who the people that understand you, like attracts like, and then you feel like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Do you know, like it's that sense of belonging that is natural to everybody to have. But when that's missing, they can be in a really bad place. Yeah. And a lot of people are looking to work on themselves and look at their issues and look at the people around them and grow more. And you need to be able to do that in an environment that supports you. And I definitely found that in the circle that we worked. And I can't believe it's a year. Yeah, that whole year. Oh my gosh, I grew so much in it. Every year is just a different level. It's like an onion. So every year there's something new, but it was lovely to be in that space with women that could offer me advice and hold that space for any kind of work that we needed to do. So it was beautiful.
Yes, it points out for me a lot to the fact that a lot of the time we put ourselves down because we're not appreciated by the people that we have around, but sometimes it's just enough to actually look for the right tribe, the right bunch that actually can support you. And then from there, yes, of course, as you said, you grow and expand, but not to please the people that didn't like you in the first place, but you need to find that tribe.
Yeah, and it's something that's so missing now. I think that I'm hoping that people are, especially more women, are looking to look for people of the same energy, and that they're not thinking, oh, I have to look perfect on the outside and my house is amazingly clean and I do everything. Like, we all have them days where everything goes wrong, and the weeks where everything goes wrong, when the moon is full and every planet's in retrograde. You don't know where you're going. Yeah, and like, I think as well, it's opening up that space for women to talk about women's bodies and what does be going on and what's normal and what's not normal, and even their cycles and how it's affected by different energies and the moon. And like, these were things that are lost in the generations that women would have known, and I love that's the magic of every day for me. I loved that part of, as Gina says, like, finding the magic in the mundane every day, and life just, it opens up a whole new energy for me anyway. I've definitely loved that. I loved that connection, and I'd love, if I don't have a little girl, but my little boy is definitely more aware of that stuff at a young age, and I'd love if every little girl was taught that, about periods and moons and things like that. You know, it'd be beautiful, because they wouldn't be ashamed of their body, and it wouldn't be looking at Instagram and Facebook and saying, oh, I need to look like that. No, you don't.
No,
and that's yeah, I love the realness. Yeah,
I have actually, it has helped me a lot, and I've learned so much in that respect, how to relate to my body. And then I imagine it might have been the same for you. We haven't really been taught how to relate to the cycle and that wonderful moon time, and how to honor ourselves. I was actually brought to hospital when I got my menarche. So,
oh wow!
Because they didn't even know what it was. They were like, "Oh, she has appendicitis or something," and so I was in such pain that they just had to bring me to hospital, and then they realized what it was. But so it was quite a shocking
yeah, and the
experience.
trauma of that, even of not knowing, that plays a part on our womb. And I'm actually doing, I'm going to another friend of mine, another woman that lives local to me, and she's an amazing shamanic healer. Her name is Ash, and I'm going to her on Friday to do a womb healing energetically, and I'm really excited about it. It just came out of nowhere, and I messaged, I just got it really, really strong for my moon time. It's like, right, you need to heal now, you need to energetically see what's there. And I had suffered really badly with polycystic ovaries my whole life, and that's why I'm so blessed to have a child, because he came out of nowhere, because I was never getting any cycles or anything. And working with Gina, we were able to, with the herbs, bring them back within 2 years with no medication. And as a result as well, like, I lost 7 stone from just changing my diet and looking at herbs as supplements, and just, it opened up a whole new world. So I just want now, I feel like whatever energy is there, maybe from polycystic ovaries or whatever issue is there, I just feel like now I can go and go into that really nice space and see what needs to come out. And I love that that's normal to me. Oh, I need to do this. And the women around me, when I say it, they're not shocked. They're like, oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that you can just openly speak about stuff that 10 years ago you would be thought to be extremely weird. Now it's like, yeah, you don't have that energy sitting there. So I'm really excited to do that.
That sounds really wonderful. And I guess the herbs and being in connection with the herbs, both energetically all the time, working with them, and also physically, as you're actually taking them in for yourself, prepare the entire temple, like the entire body, for them being more open for the likes of this energy work.
Yeah, I just think they're such amazing teachers. Absolutely amazing. And it doesn't surprise me when there's a herb that I'm constantly seeing everywhere, and then I'm like, right, I really need to work with this herb. And it's like, yeah, you really needed that. And I felt like yeah, that could have been why I needed that herb. But like nettle is still one that I work with every single day. I kind of see myself as like Mrs. Nettle at this stage because it seems to be the only one that I promote. But I just love it. And I feel like for me, finding that stage of looking for boundaries, and trying to set boundaries that I didn't really know what a boundary was at one stage. And again, Gina teaching us how important they were, and working with nettle, you know, getting stung every time that I didn't approach the plant right. And it was just such an amazing journey to finding out what my boundaries were. Yeah, and I just really loved it. Little things like that. It excites my soul when I find something that I'm like, oh God, I need to work with this. You know, like, and I'll do it in every way. I'm sure you're the same. You know, like, even cleaning the house now, it's a different experience because you're like, wait, what energy do I want in my house this month? So it makes me want to do it. I'm like, right, what sprays am I making? What herbs am I using? So
Yes.
it stops life from being boring anyway, if anything.
Yes, and that is actually one thing that it's very important to share out, because when we're talking about herbalism, like the first answer I usually get is like, oh, herbal teas, and that seems to be the only thing really that people kind of know about it, and they find them incredibly dull and boring, and the taste of them you know, not being appealing, especially if you're used to drinking a lot of sweetened stuff, and you're used to intaking a lot of sugar, and so a plain nettle tea seems something extremely boring to a person. But I found in my experience that there's so much to play around that is actually never boring. So I want to hear your take on this.
Yeah, well, when I think of nettle tea, nettle tea to me is heavenly. I love it. I love it. Even walking past. I walk past
We're
nettles and
weird.
I'm smelling them. I'm like, I love you. But yeah, well, I think playing around as well is a major thing. Like, even as a herbalist myself, and like, I've been making different herbal teas, and I went into my friend's house last week, and she made me a gorgeous her own little concoction of tea, and it was lemon and ginger and cloves and lime, and what else, and chamomile, my own chamomile that I had given, and it blew my mind. I was like, I need and honey, local honey as well, and it was absolutely beautiful. So thank you, Dee, for that. I actually made it yesterday myself and added oranges. So I changed it a little bit, but it was fabulous. I'm like, people, it just tasted like a nicer version of my waddy when I added the oranges. So yeah, I do think, again, people want to do the healthy herbal teas kind of thing, but it's very hard for people to get teas into their diets nowadays, I think. So that's why I try and play around on my Facebook with different recipes, simple ones like throwing nettle into soup, or, you know, I've even blitzed up powdered nettle and have it in like a little you know, the little herb bottles that you get with different herbs, the dried herbs. So it's just dried nettle in that, and it just means that I can get nettle in even in my porridge. I'll stick it in. You can't taste it, but you're still getting the benefits of it. So it's little things like that. I find if people could do that, that would even help their lifestyle a bit more. And being like, even getting your kids to do it, it's really helping them know what's out there, and what it'll just be second nature to them when they're adults. They won't even have to think twice of, oh, my body is missing whatever, I need this. And like, we're seeing so much different diseases and stuff like that now, and even with women's problems that can be reversed so much with just a good diet. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just looking to take the quick fix and putting a band-aid on it, there's so much you can do, just so simple. You know, and food being so lacking in so many nutrition and stuff, like, because the soil doesn't have anything to offer. Then our bodies, like, everybody needs to be on some sort of supplementation. That's my views on it anyway. I think that if you're expecting to get what you need out of vegetables, you're definitely not getting what you need. If they're not organic either, like, how many people even eat organic now? Do you know?
Yeah,
So,
thankfully it's increasing, and hopefully after this call we get more people on board eating
yeah,
a lot of
hopefully.
organic, gorgeous vegetables from your local market, because that's another thing. If it's local and you know where it comes from, you know that it's probably coming from a soil that is not as poor as.
Yeah.
The big
And then you're taking that the journey of the fruit and veg coming from different countries, and you're giving the support to a local farmer. Like yesterday, I was so delighted. I went to my local shop and I was able to buy local milk and local bread and local honey.
Wow.
Do you know, like that? I felt like, wow, like this rocks my boat here, you know. It made my day.
It's so ridiculous in a way that it's brilliant that we get excited about it, but if you think about it, we get excited because we got local milk and we live in Ireland and it's full of cows and we import milk from God knows where, and that's the beauty about the herbs, is that they're there.
Yes.
They're like anyone that has a little patch can have tons of nettles.
Yes. And like it's taken back, and I loved that about studying with Gina. It was let's study what's our heritage. Like let's study what grows in Ireland. And I loved that. I loved the magic of that. And every time that I even do my own videos and stuff like that, I just love the magic part of it. I do nearly like can't wait to get to the part about the magic, you know, tell people, because it makes it real. It's not just a nettle anymore. It's not just a dandelion, you know, there's so much more. I think kids are definitely more open to learning about it on that level. And they're like, oh, this is what a dandelion is for. Or, do you know, if you tell them like everyone knows that a dandelion was a piss in the bed when you were a child, you'll remember it forever for that reason.
Yes,
you know?
even in Italy we have the same thing.
Yeah. But I do love the whole what grows outside your door. I love that. I mean, I'd love if it was taught in schools, or like that everyone knew about it, because then they can take their health into their own hands. You know, they don't need, well, they will need help otherwise. But like if you're taking nettle and dandelion all year round, like your body is going to be in a different state.
So much healthier.
Yeah.
What other allies, apart from, well, nettle, of course, because it is amazing, but what other allies do you use regularly?
Well, dandelion as well, I do use a lot. I like to keep I'm all about gut health as much as I can, and definitely after losing the weight, I'm more open to where my body is going the older I get. I believe that your body is what you are now. How you look after your body now is how you'll be in 10 years. So like I don't want to be pushing myself past my limits, and then when I'm in my 40s be thinking, oh, I'm very tired now. Do you know, I want to be more aware of where I want to be in 10 years if I'm still on this earth plane. Or like I want to be as healthy as I can for as long as I can. So apart from nettle, dandelion definitely for my digestive system all the time, every day, as much as I can. Who else would I use? Borage more in the summer. The summer months seem to be more stressful for me. I don't know about every other parent out there, but summer months are a bit more stressful. I'm doing more and I'm going here, there and everywhere. So definitely a bit more borage. Chamomile now, this month it seems to be chamomile. But I feel like I'm in that zone where I'm ready to hibernate, slow down, and, you know, that sleepy kind of, hibernation state. Don't ask me to do too much, because I won't do it.
Yeah.
What about yourself? What would yours be?
Oh, chamomile is my best friend. Like a night, every night. It's my go-to for just a nice restful sleep. And even if I find it difficult to sleep with chamomile, I'm still relaxed, although I'm not fully sleeping. So even the worst night is not as bad as it could be if I don't take it. So definitely, she is my best friend. And yes, nettles. Oh my God, here around me there's tons of nettles.
Love it. Yeah.
Tons. So, and we've had lots of dandelions as well, because they're just amazing. And roses.
Oh, lovely.
The scented roses, like a rose tea. My girls absolutely love rose tea. So anytime I have a rose outside, it's left for the bees just for, you know, until the petals seem to be wanting to fall off. And then at that point they're gathered and put into a teapot.
Oh, lovely. And that's so lovely for your girls to have such a beautiful relationship with a rose so young. I think, anyway, like, beautiful. Is there any herb that you've found this year to work with that you haven't before, kind of like out of nowhere, because of the year that we're having?
This year for me has been a lot about calendula, actually.
Wow.
It's been a lot. We've all had funny things happening on the skin at different times, both myself, my partner, and even my girls. So we've actually really used a lot of calendula, and I've also used tons of elderberries
Oh, lovely.
for tonics, for just for the girls, especially. Like, they've been taking it since October, November last year, and we haven't
Wow.
had anything, any
Excellent.
flu, anything. It has been just amazing. Like, so
That's a magic.
they've been magical.
Yeah. I love that, because you just know then, don't you? You just know. Yeah.
Yes. I love what you said about slowing down now. That is like the time where you feel that pull to slow down and prepare for the winter. So how, like, I guess it's the fact of living in contact with the herbs and the natural cycle that just brings you more in tune with your body. So how do you practically manage to do that? Like, I mean, we all have work life and we have things that we need to do, and especially if we have children, people listening, they're like, yeah, but I still have to do all these things anyways. I can't just close up shop. So how do you work through that?
For me, and this is the first year I've actually feeling like, right, okay, I am slowing down. Last year, I was pushing myself in the gym 3 or 4 times a week, and trying to get work done, and mammy life. I'm a single mom as well, so I was really pushing my adrenals to like past what they were even like able for, and I ended up getting very sick then. It was a respiratory as well, actually, this time last year, and it took me 12 weeks with herbs, and I'd be on herbs all year round. It took me 12 weeks to actually shift it. It was January by the time it was gone. And I ended up having to go stronger with the respiratory herbs for it to go. So that was a real eye opener for me, because I had never got that sick before. So then this year, Corona hit, and everything was stopped. And for the first week, I couldn't sit down. I didn't know how to relax. So then it was just learning to, like, you know what, let's go into the flow. Let's see where this goes. And I got to do all the creative stuff that I had been putting on the back burner all the time. And I start my apothecary and put all my energy into that. And then just as the weeks kept going on and on and on, and I was collecting herbs and I was putting all my energy into Herbal Hippie. And then out of nowhere, I just said, yeah, you know what, I'm ready to hibernate now. I'm ready to slow down. And now the difference, like, I'm still working. I'll still do whatever I need to do with Charlie and all the things he does be doing. But now I just won't do the things that I don't want to do. So if I don't want to go to the gym when I'm tired after a day's work or whatever, I won't go. I won't push myself past that. I'll walk the dog, and I'll do something that's just a little bit more slow, or like a beginner's yoga. I'm not great at yoga, but I started doing that. I want to get into that flow more. So I'll try something like that, just a slower energy, and just saying no, and not feeling guilty about saying no. That's big. If you can't, yeah, if you can't put yourself first, you're going to be good for nobody. That's how I see it. And I'm actually so looking forward to just winter coming in, and going inward and saying, right, well, what do I want to do this year for winter? Do I want to learn? Like, is there a book I want to read? Is there, I'm really, really gone big into the red tent kind of energy, and women's energy and women's health. And that's just, there's a fire inside me for that now. So I'm excited. That's my winter plan, to really educate myself on that. Because things that we think are normal as women are actually not normal. So I'm really excited about that, about delving deeper into all that kind of stuff, and eating good food.
Yeah. What I'm interested in knowing is, we're all, as women, we're all very good at pushing ourselves. We are all very good at being present for everyone else, especially if you have a family, if you have kids, or well, like, even if you have a career, like, you end up push way past the point, and then we get into these mad burnouts. Like, I've had clients that just said, oh, I've just had 2 or 3 burnouts last year, and it's like in 1 year, or complete fatigue. But that is really like that you're way past the limit when you actually get into such a reaction or you get really sick. So what have you observed being like the little first bells or first signs that we should actually listen to way before we get ourselves into that complete exhaustion place?
I think it's known. I think there's a point where we know when someone asks us to do something, or when we don't ask for other people's help, and we're like, oh, it's just easier for me to do it myself. And women do that. They just plow along. They don't want to ask anybody for help a lot of the time. Or they don't want to say no to people like, oh, will you do this for me? Will you do that for me? And it's just, instead of saying, no, sorry, I just can't. Gina taught us about the 5 things that are important. So you have 5 things that are important to you, whether it's work, family, whatever your 5 things are. And after that, it's a no. And that principle has really helped me slow down. But I do think that, like if you're seeing a change in your diet and cycle, then you know you're way past where you should be. Do you know, like if you're seeing like, oh, I'm craving sugar 24/7, or you know, there's something that you need to help you get through the day, you're past it. You need to stop, sit down, and evaluate what's stressing you out, or what you can give to somebody else. You know, if your partner can take on some of the stress, or cut back on some of the after school activities, or do you know, because your health, like it's so important. It's so important. And stress, the triggers of stress now, like I'm sure you see it in your clinic, I see it in mine. People's stress, autoimmune systems, like it's through the roof. People, oh, like, do you have anything for this? Do you have anything for that? Like, it's easy to give people stuff, but unless they're going to actually look at their lifestyle and think, right, where can I slow down? And I was the first to do that. Like, it's only my first year after 6 years of studying that I'm listening to myself, that it's really like, right, okay, I need to do it. I can't preach it if I'm not doing it. But yeah, I think winter is a great time for that. The evenings are dark, so sit in and do what you need to do to slow down. Yeah. Self-care as well. Yeah. Women don't do enough self-care. I will be talking to women about their skin and like, do you take any evening out to do anything for yourself? No. Well, how can I when I have 4 kids or 5 kids?
Yeah, so like something you've mentioned there, you were talking about cravings, like craving for sugar or things that we know that are not super healthy, but like it's something that can be a challenge, because if you feel like your system really wants it, it's very hard to resist. Is there ways that you found helpful to I don't know, something more natural and more healthy to have there instead of the sugar, that can kind of help with the cravings in the moment, but that brings you to be healthier and healthier?
Yeah, I actually found during lockdown, I decided that I really wanted to cut back on my sugar intake, and I found the Happy Pears books absolutely fantastic, where there is sugar in it, like coconut sugar and stuff in a lot of their recipes. There's a lot of healthy fats in there too, so it kind of fills you up more than, you're not going to go back and eat, like you won't eat 10 slices of the cake or 10 of their bars, where you might sit down and eat 10 chocolate biscuits, you know, and pure stress and not even remember eating them. Where this, and you can get kids involved in it too. So like it's really, and they're really easy to follow. I find them recipes. Like it might take a few pounds just to get stuff together, but Lidl actually have a lot of organic coconut sugar and stuff like that too. Organic cacao powder. Really simple ingredients as well. I don't think it even took me 10 minutes to make one of their chocolate cakes. And I knew coming up, leading up to my cycle, that yeah, I'm going to be craving sugar this week, and I'm not going to be able to go cold turkey. So I made one of them cakes, and I was able to sugar detox just using their stuff, and just upping my fat content. So the nut butters and stuff like that I found were like a savior for me, and trying to cut back on the sugar. And because like they say that naturally our bodies, even though we're craving sugar, we actually, there's a hormonal balance there, or there's something going on if you're craving sugar before your cycle. Okay. Which blew my mind, because most women that you talk to will say, oh, it's my time of the month, I'm craving whatever jellies, or do you know, and it's just very interesting. The more women you talk to about stuff like that, the more it's the same kind of flow.
Yes,
So
I can relate to that for sure. Like if I don't have a bar of chocolate
yeah,
before my time at the month, I'll be like
but
an
also
antichrist.
a nice organic bar of chocolate is nice too, and then you feel like you're really treating yourself, and because it's really good quality chocolate, because cacao is actually really good for us. So like, yeah, with that too, like if you can treat yourself to a nice bar every month, sure, that's even in a way self-love, isn't it?
Yes, that was the best news I've ever heard when I was told that dark chocolate is good for you because it's my favorite. I was like, yes.
Happy days, happy days. Yeah.
Exactly. And do herbs like have herbs helped you in that sense? Like even in the I know for myself, the more natural I eat, the more herbs I have been taking, the more sensitive I get to then a food that it doesn't really help me. And not sensitive in the sense of non-tolerant physically. I don't get reactions, but sensitive in the sense of I'm eating this, but I really feel like it's not helping my body. I don't know, have you experienced that?
Yes, oh, big time. Even at the minute, gluten seems to be really like I'm not gluten intolerant. Like I had a kinesiology test done, and I wasn't gluten intolerant. Wasn't showing any like signs of that I was having a reaction to gluten. But every time I ate it, my body was just like, no, this is not for you. So I've had to like change my diet, and instead of having porridge, which people would be like, yeah, it's really good for you. Some people it's amazing for. I can't eat porridge or I'd be so bloated. So yeah, I get sensitive to even healthy stuff. My body's like, no. But I've changed to like buckwheat, and I find that that's actually amazing. So I have to get more creative with a few more recipes for that. But I think that everybody owes themselves the time to really look at what they put in their body. Like we spend so much money on our houses, on our gardens, on our cars, and like time has like so much more value than all that put together. So as I said, like what you are now is what you may be in 10 years. So if you don't take the time out to say, well, what does my body need, or what do I need to fuel it? I think that you're missing out on something really big then, because you'll get past that stage of, oh, I should have done that. Do you know?
Yes.
And then you have a better energy if you know your body is getting the energetic values of all this really good food. And don't get me wrong, I love pizza and I love wine. Like I'm not one of them like I only eat organic veg that is grown by holy nuns and stuff like that. Not at all, but I do think majority of the time 80-20, if you can like look after your body, it'll look after you in return. And I've been on the other side of what it's like to not look after my body. And I can say what it's like. I can stand and say what herbs have done for me in my journey of weight loss, and with women's cycles, and even with my own little boy who is diagnosed with autism. The difference in his life since I started studying herbs and giving him herbs and a more organic diet has been absolutely phenomenal. Like, so I can see it myself, you know. And it's different when you read a book and you think, oh, like that's whatever, but when you actually see it in your own life, it becomes real.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah.
And how have you gone about giving it to your child? As in, that can, like, my girls just hate anything that is bitter, and I have not really been giving them too many sweet things. But even the herbal tonics and stuff, they take them because they know they're good for them. But like, it'll be, really, like, Mom, do I have to take that? You know, like.
I get that too. Too. But
is it through explaining, or?
Yeah, and I'd be sneaking it into his porridge and stuff like that too. Do you know, with the powdered herbs, so he's getting a little bit in that way. But tonics as well, he does not like them. But he knows himself he has to take them. So, he knows that's just routine now at this stage. And I found this year with lockdown as well, being able to explain to him what herbs are what. He's really just loving that, and he has his own little Facebook page now where he wants to teach other children. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of like David Attenborough mixed with the Crocodile Hunter. He's just got this energy, and he just wants to teach so many children about herbs, and I love that. I think that's it's magic when they're at that age. And sure, when he's older, if he doesn't do it, I just can make fun of him with the videos that I do have.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that once he knows what's what, and if he has a pain in his belly, he'll know, oh, I want this, or I have a cut, can I have some of that? Or, you know, he knows now what we have and what we use. It's just routine. It's just his life. It's his childhood. And I'm sure your girls are the exact same. It's just...
Yeah, teaching them, telling them and explaining them. And also they're always out in the garden, and they talk to the plants, they see the butterflies on the plants, they have all their little worlds that then starts happening, and then makes it easier to then take the tonic, even if it's not so nice. Although I find it delicious. I don't know why they don't like it. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm the same. But I do remember when I first started taking tonics, my first time, it was horrendous. But then when I went back, Janet actually was, when I was seeing Gina, Janet was one of the students that was there. So that was an amazing, to be able to go back and actually see my intake at the time of how bad it was going at my first sitting with Gina, and not knowing, never taken herbs in my life, and not knowing what was what, like. So I was on loads of bitters because my digestion was just had awful skin rashes, and it was just emotionally, I was on flower essences and everything. I actually loved them. I would continue to take them every day. Flower essences I got to work with a lot during lockdown as well, because I was stuck at home with loads of flowers. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to make flower essences out of everything. So I've like 150 flower essences now.
Wow.
Yeah, serious amount. So that was fun learning about them and what I need. And, you know, I love that too. It's a great thing for children to learn as well.
Yeah, it's a very nice simple thing to do, but it's so powerful. You know, there's these little bottles, but there's such an amount of magic inside of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been gifted by someone poppy flower essence.
Oh wow!
This summer, and it has really helped me. It was just exactly what I needed, and I kept going back to the press to take it. You know, it's like I didn't even have to remember. It's like my entire body was like, yeah, you need to take it. And then at one point, I just didn't need it anymore, and that was it.
Wow!
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I love them. I love them in every way. And even like we had seasonal flu after the first week of school. And I was like, straight flower essences. We need to beat this. I changed my flower essences for flu than what I would have been taking emotionally. So yeah, I love them. I think they're so powerful and so simple. And I suppose like it's trusting in something that you can't see. You know, it's not like some people just consider it water, but it's trusting in that energy, and knowing and feeling the difference. Like as you said, your body is just drawn to it.
Yes.
I love that.
And so you use all the herbs and stuff for your beauty products as well, because I am absolutely intrigued about all of that. You make your own personal beauty products?
Yes, from scratch. Yeah, so it's organic. It's organic certified herbs, but I do pick my own as well. I'm in the process of, for next summer, making a skincare garden. So hopefully with COVID, I have my workshops. I haven't dates set yet because with COVID and stuff like that, I don't want to put out dates and then have to cancel. So I'm kind of hoping, but next year that's going to be the plan, to show people how to make their own skincare, grow their own skincare products. So it's growing. Yeah, I love this idea. I love making skincare, but I would also love for people to know how to do it themselves. I'll still continue to make it, but I think that giving someone again the power to change their health and change their skin by growing your own is just amazing. And like, it's just such a gift. It's such a gift, and it's something that I'm so blessed with, that I'm sure you're the same. Stuff you learn from Gina, it's such a blessing, because you know you have this forever. And so yeah, I like everything is made from scratch and natural ingredients and no preservatives. So it's working with that nature. It's working one-on-one, and it's not overly, it's not like I do everything myself, so it's not a factory setting. It's one person giving all this good intentions and love into these products that I send out. You know, I want people to love themselves, you know, and I'm hoping that by that, because the plants, they just want to be used in the most loving way. And if you can put something on your skin that has a high energy and vibration, that was living, and the magic behind it, I think that's pure magic. You're wearing plants, like, yeah, I love it.
Yes, yes, that sounds really gorgeous. And there's such amazing. I mean, like, I know we used to laugh at the course, but it's like, oh God, if I could have a teaspoon, I could eat this cream, because it's really like,
yeah,
the scent of it, and it's all natural. That you're like,
so you could eat it. Yeah, and it's also so sensual. It gives you that self-love feeling, putting it on your skin. You're like, oh yeah, you know. I think anyway, it just gives you that goddess feeling. Do you know? And
yes,
like, I'm so big on body oil. I think anyone who and I've had so many body issues, and even last year, I studied to be a personal trainer, and it actually brought up more insecurity, knowing how to move my body and how to work my body and what to be eating, than it did if I didn't. I was the anxiety I felt from having to feel like my body had to be a certain way for me to be able to teach other people was massive. I went through this whole journey of having to actually sit down and love my body again. And I definitely feel with body oils, it's one way to really do that, because you have to really love yourself. When you're rubbing in body oil, it's the most sensual feeling. And even if you're single or if you have a partner or whatever, like, and it's a really good practice to move all that lymph fluid all around your body as well. So it's actually beneficial to you. But it's just, I just feel like it's so sensual. And then you have like jasmine and rose and all these beautiful sensual smells, and it just, every sense is being like smashed out of it. You feel like a god. There's no way you cannot feel like a goddess after rubbing your body oil. There's no way. So that is I'm all about the oils, and daily oils after the shower, and hair oils and everything. If you were in my house long enough, you'd be covered in oil. I just love them. I love it.
Like that.
Yeah, and the more that you do it, the more you love the parts that you thought you didn't like, because no woman is built like what you think they are. Do you know? I done the skinny dip, the Guinness World Record skinny dip a couple of years ago, and it was 3,000 women on a beach in Wicklow. Myself and two of my friends done it, and it was the most eye-opening experience of my life, because there was 3,000 women of all age. Some women had big boobs, some women had small boobs, some women had no boobs. Older women, younger women, every age, over the 18. I don't think there was anyone young. But when you see 3,000 women butt naked on a beach, you do not think, oh, I'd love her body, or I'd love this one's body. You're just like, oh my God, women's bodies are fucking epic, you know? They're amazing, they're beautiful. It was, I wish every young girl would do it at 13 or 14, because they really wouldn't have the body issues than they would growing up, of what you think you have to have in order for someone to find you attractive. Do you know? So that was a big eye opener for me anyway, on the self-love thing. So yeah, body oil equals self-love.
Yes, I really love that. And could you give us like a really simple recipe, like to make the simplest body oil that you can just, that if someone is listening here and wants, oh my God, I just want to go to the first shop and just get 2-3 ingredients that I can just mix together and use.
Well, olive oil is amazing, really, really good. And you can just get organic olive oil in Tesco, or you can get organic sunflower oil. Both are absolutely fantastic. And just like leave them in a little jar in your bathroom. You can add your own essential oils to it, pure essential oils. You can get them in most health shops. Whatever you're drawn to. Rose, jasmine, I just think is, oh, I love it. Rose and jasmine are fabulous. Rose geranium is really nice as well. Or lavender as well. If you're like out of the shower and you want to go for sleep and you're having issues sleeping, there you go. Like put a few drops in and just lather all over your body. Coconut oil is amazing, but not for the face. So and it'd be good to have in the bathroom. Wintertime it's harder because of the coldness. But if you have it on a radiator or something like that, it'll liquefy really quick. There are 3 that I would recommend. I'm personally using at the minute olive oil. I just find olive oil absolutely fantastic. My skin would be really, really dry in the wintertime. So I'm definitely all about oils, like as much oil as I can on your skin every day. You can do it every day. It's 2 minutes, just even before you step out of the shower, when you're just standing there and your body is still, you're not cold, but you have that, stick it on everywhere and then hop out and then like dry yourself. But your skin will like just love it. And just give your, like we were saying about your affirmation cards, affirmations at the time is amazing. Will be a lovely experience to be like, I am worthy, or I am sexy, or whatever it is that you want to bring into your life. I am sensual, or I am whatever you want to be. So you're really saying that you are already that, you know, you are sexy, you are lovable, you are enough, you're whatever. I love that. And it's really, really helped me from a place of my journey over the last 4 years into loving myself. As that's really helped me, is just affirmations everywhere. Even on my phone, I have affirmations. I think they're so powerful. But looking at yourself and knowing, like, don't be comparing yourself to other people, because most people are comparing themselves to other people, or, you know, like, it's trying to get women to just really see how beautiful they are, and men. Like, it's not just women. But like, oil is amazing for men too. Do you know what I mean? Or
it applies
couples
to
as well.
everyone.
If you really want to like turn the heat up, couples massage with like olive oil, like, there's happy days, sensual. You know what I mean? It's lovely. You can have. I actually have bought the most amazing jars for my body oils, because this is something that I'm so passionate about. And the jars, I got these gorgeous bottles, and they're in the shape. They're see-through bottles, glass. And they're in the shape of a man's body and a female's body. And they're fabulous. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that would be gorgeous as a gift to yourself or your partner, or, do you know, just taking that time out from life and just saying, like, let's love each other sensually, not just about sex. You know what I mean? Like, let's.
I know, that's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love it. I'm really, really excited about it. They're beautiful, and they're only small, like, but they're lovely. They're lovely. The idea of it is lovely.
Yeah, that's like the mix for a gorgeous Christmas gift.
Yeah, and I was thinking like of infusing the oils with like beautiful male herbs, and infusing the oils with beautiful female herbs, just to really give it that energetic feeling, do you know?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe for Christmas.
I know what I'm gonna get Mark for Christmas.
It's really a gift for yourself.
Yeah, it's actually great, because you buy him a beautiful present, but it's also a gift for you at the same time. So.
Yeah, and it's definitely a gift for him, because he'd be like, hell yes. Yeah, so I love it.
That's wonderful. And I love what you said about the oil, as you use the oil, the affirmations, because it's like not only you're getting them into your head, but it's like every single cell of your body. Gives me this image that as you're absorbing the oil in your body, every single cell is absorbing also the intention behind your affirmations, and it's like you're really going all the way into your DNA, into your tissues, like with all that intention. So that's wonderful.
It's pure magic. I love it. I do love it. And once you get used to doing that, your energy will just open up. I find anyway, and it's not even about what other people think of you. It's that you generally know, yeah, I am this. I am whatever you're telling yourself. And after that, no one's opinion really matters. Yes. I think anyway.
So liberating, isn't it?
Yeah, and your vibration. And again, if your vibration is high, you're more prone to illness. So you're walking in that different energy, you know, like you're connected to yourself, and by connecting to yourself, then you're connecting to nature, you know, you're not disconnected. And that's really so big now, because people are expecting themselves to be something they're not. You know, they're like, oh, I need to be this person. No, you don't. You just need to be you. Here's a bottle of oil, go home for a month and come back.
And come back, that's enough. If you only did that. So if you actually want to take something out of this wonderful chat, it's like high vibes, high energy, high immune system, and one little thing is just love yourself, all yourself up from head to toes. Don't forget any part. And just love yourself and see what happens.
And you will feel so much, you'll feel so much more sensual in yourself. And you'll just, I personally think, and that's coming from my own journey, as I said, losing weight and like having, and still not like constantly thinking, oh, I'm not where I am, where I want to be. Someone might say to me, oh, you're after losing so much weight. Yeah, but I'm not finished. I have like whatever amount of weight left. It was always my reply. Do you know, I was never able to just say, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Do you know? So this never enough, never at this, constantly looking for this destination. When I get here, I'll be, do you know what I mean? Or when I got like a little 2-pack at one stage. And I was so proud of it. I was like, yeah, I worked so hard in the gym for this. But then like, I didn't drink and I didn't enjoy life. I was like, this is what I want. Do you know, I had to really push myself past that. So I'd rather just the body I have now and really love it and be fit and healthy and, you know what I mean, give it nettles but also give it pizza if it wants pizza. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, pizza is great.
Yeah.
There is a reason why pizza exists.
Yes. Well, you're from the home of pizza. So you're
exactly.
blessed.
I'm a little bit biased on this.
Yeah. I don't think I would have moved from Italy if I was you. I'd just be loving life over there.
Well, I bake a lot of pizza here, so.
Stop! I'd say they're phenomenal. Your girls are lucky.
Yeah. Anya, my eldest is she actually is the one that bakes the pizza now. She's learned and she's so amazing. Like she takes over the entire kitchen and she can cook the entire dinner, and there could be like 6 or 7 pizzas coming out of the oven. She's so brilliant.
Oh, sound.
So I can rest.
Can I borrow her? I love it. I love that tradition too, that she's after learning how to cook from you. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really, yeah. That's lovely.
It's nice to be able to just gift them what we've learned, you know, with the herbs, with the natural food, with cooking your own things, with putting the hands into dirt and, you know, or into flour or into, and just get sensual, not together, just wash your hands first, but, you know, just get sensual about everything. And it's beautiful to see them growing so confident in their bodies, in their energy and everything. Like, it seems, it's amazing to see the difference between when I was 10 and seeing her now that she's 10, and it's like, wow. Even at that, I'm like, is in the self-love practice is the moment where as mamas we have to just go, we're doing a very, very good job.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah,
definitely. And it's also preparing them for the journey that they're going to go on, knowing what we've gifted them. I love that. I'm like, where is he going to go with what I've given him? He'd probably be like, I learned enough herbs, I'm doing this, which I'd be happy enough to support, but I'm hoping down the line he'll need whatever. Do you know what I mean?
There's always going to be those seeds, like even if they choose, they are going to choose their path, but those seeds will remain planted there. I mean, it's wonderful.
At the moment, Charlie wants to be a vet, but he says that I have to give the animals herbs. So that's his way of thinking. And I'm like, I really like this at 8. You know, he wants to be a vet, but he wants to give the animals herbs instead of medicine, which is so sweet.
Wonderful. We have 22 pets, so he'll have plenty of work from us. That's what he does.
That is a lot.
As alone could actually give him enough work.
Oh my gosh. How do you have time to do anything else?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, Anya helps a lot, but there's such a zoo. She actually counted them. I had never counted them. Last week she came to me, Mom, do you know that we have 22 pets? I was like, what? I
lost track after 10.
Yeah.
That is so much. Wow. I don't know how many we have, but we don't have that many. We've only a handful. Well, the fox, our numbers went down after the fox. So yeah,
she broke balance.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I'll be getting any more anytime soon. Like, great intentions, but then when work started getting busier, I was like, I had to, which was more important. So yeah. But we still have the pig. She's the highlight.
Oh yeah, honestly, when I'm talking to you, it's like the girl that had the pig. It's like, oh yeah, the pig. We don't have a pig yet.
Yeah. Well, the one I have is pretty cool. She does nothing but sleep, but she is a lot bigger than I thought she was going to be. But she's a nice animal totem to have. I haven't looked up what pig means, but I must. But at the time, I really need a pig. I really, really need a pig. You know, it was just the universe was calling me to get a pig. So at the time, I didn't look up what animal totem was, but I actually must, because I'm usually on the ball with that stuff. But maybe I just need to sleep more and eat more.
I love your body just the same.
Yeah. So maybe that's what they're telling me. But yeah.
Cathy, that was a wonderful chat. We've been talking for about an hour. So is there anything else that you feel you want to add, you want to say that wants to come through before we close out?
No, I think I've talked my talk. A lot of talk. But yeah, it was so good chatting, and the time went so fast. It was lovely being on. Thank you so much for having me on your beautiful podcast. It was lovely.
You are very welcome, and thank you very much for being here. It was a really wonderful time that we spent together. Yeah. And there's going to be all the links in the description of this video for everyone listening. So if you wanted to contact Cathy and know more about her beautiful products and her workshops coming up, and Herbal Hippie is all going to be in the description, so you'll be able to get to her.
Thank you.
So with this from Ireland, we're just going to say goodbye. And
goodbye. Thank you.
We're going to see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. Join our growing international sisterhood at Free to Be a Goddess on Facebook. Join a tribe of women free to be their beautiful, wild and sacred selves, safe and supported. Find the link in the description.